This is James. James is a chatty kind of guy. He's always on his phone chatting with someone. James receives a text offering him a free phone. He never passes up on free things. Free things are the best. James is happy to give up personal information for a free phone. He's already fantasizing about tossing out his old one. The website tells James his new phone is on its way. What the website doesn't say is there's no phone, and someone else now has all his personal information. Now, someone else has the keys to his email and other social media accounts.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, a very good morning I bid to everyone, and I hope you are all in a pink of health. So, today we are from Good to we represent you about identity theft in Malaysia. So, your representative for today is, the first is me, which is Siti Khadijah binti Mahidin, 1200554. Next is Ummi Nashwah binti Muhammad Zainu, 1200565. And lastly, Nur Alia binti Abdul Rahman, 1200563. So, before we dig deeper into the topic, let's talk about some issue that happened on Malaysia. Okay, so recently, Sabahan woman was shocked to learn that she is listed as COVID-19 patient in Johor Hospital, said Daily Express. So, let's learn about it. Alexandra Rita Padua said in her Facebook update that she got a notification from the Ministry of Health MOH and the MySejahtera app about her supposed positive status on June 24. So, she went to the hospital to check for her condition and got a negative result for the COVID-19. She then have a check with Penapah Health Clinic and lodged a report to the police about her situation. Okay. In the end, the other Alexandra Rita Padua was being admitted at hospital in Johor, and her case was being sorted by the National Security Council as there was never a case like this before. Okay, so now let's talk about the identity theft issue. So let's start with the definition. Okay, so what is identity theft? Identity theft is a situation when a cyber criminals attempt to trick users to hand over their credentials and personal information. Okay, second, who is the victim? Okay, the victim is someone who is active on social media and active as an internet user. Okay, third, how serious is the issue? Okay, it will become serious when someone stole the victim identity and use it for any loan or other crucial things like credit card or something else. Okay, third, what is the factor? The factor is about revert preference. Let's talk about it later, okay? Okay, now lastly, what is the effect? The effect is the victim credential and personal information was leaked to the criminals, and the situation like the Sabahan woman may happen to you. Alright guys, now let's talk about the revert preference, which is the factor. Okay, so what is revert preference? It is a theory that states about the consumer behavior. So what kind of behavior is that? Okay, so first, the tendency to imitate the behavior of other people. Okay, so what can we say about this? It's like when nowadays people tend to share their personal information like what is your favorite color, which school that you go before this, like you can see in IG mostly, right? So that's meant by the tendency to imitate the behavior of other people. So if we see that other people do that, we will tend to do it because it's like a viral thing. Okay, next, the tendency to get used to rates that are unchanged over time and that increase gradually. So basically, some of the website will give you a warning about a virus or something like that, but when we are too used to it, we can be like ignore it because your computer is still safe and nothing had happened before, so you just let it go and something like that. Okay, lastly, consumers are unaware of the diverse ways firms collect and use their data. So basically, like when you need to pay on PayPal or something like that, or even other apps, we will need to share our information. But some people will think that, oh, it's alright to share their information because nothing had happened before and they are still safe right now. Okay, so how the identity theft happen? There are 4 methods on how the identity theft happen. So the first is phishing. It is an act of masquerading behind realistic appearance such as send email or bank website. So usually we can say it like when you get a call fake code that say that you need to pay for loan or credit card. So they are phishing. Okay, next is pharming. It is when the attackers hijacking the domain and server of a legitimate entity and redirect victim to a fake website. Okay, so it's kind of like this. You want to go to Bank Islam website, so you just type the usual URL, which is bankislam.com. But suddenly you will redirect to the fake website. Why? Because the attackers hate hijacking the domain and server, like hijacking the domain and server by make the A as a Unicode. So even though the user will type in the same URL, but they will be redirected to fake website because the attackers had hijacking the A for a Unicode. Okay, next is spyware. It is when the internet user does not notice any downloading spyware, usually attached to an email or free application. Okay, so basically it usually happen when you want to download some YouTube video for free. So something like this may happen. So what happen if you got a spyware? They can see all your information on your computers, and sometimes even the camera, they can use the camera to see you. Okay, lastly is social media profiles. It is when our personal information such as phone names and birth dates may seem harmless, but it can provide opportunity for cybercriminals to commit identity theft. Why? Because you can see that the website, if we forgot the password, they will ask what is our late school, what is our favorite color, and something like that. So it is easy for them to do the identity theft.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umi Nashwa binti Muhammad Zainul, metric number 1200565. There are a few solutions that can be taken in order to prevent identity theft. In this slide, I already divided into two groups, which are solutions that can be taken by the authorities and by individuals. The possible solution that can be implemented by the authorities is that the Government of Education, Materials and Program can cooperate with web developers to build a dedicated website that can give exposure to the public about identity theft. Actually, our country, Malaysia, already implement this solution by creating a website called MyCert as shown in the slide. You might be curious on how this website can help in order to prevent identity theft. Basically, this website gives information to people by providing some contents about identity theft and provide some tips on how to prevent it. People also can report any incident related to cyber threats via email, form, phone application or calls. Here I include one of the comments from the user that use Cyber 999 application. The next solution can be implemented by individuals. As we can see nowadays, many people prefer to use online banking application because they are easy to use and save time. To prevent identity theft while using online banking application, people should be aware of bank terms and conditions. For example, consumer will never be asked about their account number or password through emails, letters or phone calls. Do not fool with the spoof website and give your personal information to the wrong organization. As we can see in the right slide is the example of message that contain link to the spoof website. People also have to make sure to conduct online transaction only at the secure website, which is website that contain HTTPS, not HTTP. Other solution that can be implemented by individuals is limiting the amount of personal data you publish in social media. As we can see in the right slide shows the percentage of social media users in Malaysia. We can see that the percentage was quite high, but we do not know how many of them were aware of personal data that they share because mostly people have more than one social media. As a social media users, make sure to private your account because hackers can steal and use your photos to create a fake account money to the fake charity, or they also can damage your reputation by sending bad words to others. Do not easily revealing your full name, your birthday, your address, or your hobby. In that way, the hackers can't use that information to get your password. Here, I also include one of the trends in Instagram not a long time ago that many people join without realizing that they actually attract the hackers to manipulate their information by exposing too much personal data.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ali binti Abdul Rahman and my matrix number is 1200563. We are almost at the end of our presentation, and before that, let's talk about the recommended solution for identity theft issue in Malaysia. So the recommended solution is you need to be wary with wireless network. Having an unsecured wireless network, such as unprotected Wi-Fi, allows anyone within range of your location to access your network or ride on your internet connection. When utilizing a wireless network to check your email or perform online banking, be particularly cautious as you are vulnerable to identity theft since cyber criminals who may be prowling in the neighborhood can see what you do online. Connecting to a wireless network without encryption or the wireless encryption protocol WEP enabled is not recommended. You must always connect to an access point with a strong encryption protocol in place, such as Wi-Fi protected access WPA or WPA2 with mutual authentication protocols. For Mozilla Firefox users, you can use HTTPS Everywhere or FOSS TLS. What is HTTPS Everywhere? HTTPS Everywhere is a Firefox extension that encrypts your communications with many major websites, making your browsing more secure. And what is FOSS TLS? FOSS TLS is a configurable TLS policy setting which authenticates the destination email domain as a trusted source in addition to following the TLS process. This ensures the email is only sent if it can be transmitted securely and the source is trusted. This Firefox security add-on requires Firefox to establish HTTPS secure connections to websites you visit by changing HTTP to HTTPS, supposing those websites allow HTTPS. These website add-ons safeguard login information and provide a secure connection to most websites. The add-ons can be downloaded from Mozilla Firefox website. What we can conclude here is the internet will continue to play an essential role in marketing communications, and companies also consumer reliance on technology will rise in the future. Simultaneously, the amount of data saved and transferred on the internet grows, the risk to customers grows too. Overall, we recognize that the major issue here is that online identity theft occurs often because people are uninformed of the risk. As a society that always has an online identity, we need to be better educated and have a guide on online identity theft, as well as know about the preventative methods that will greatly assist us in dealing with these problems. That's all. Thank you.